Get ready for a massive moment because the Philadelphia 76ers are fighting back in the NBA playoffs. Joel Embiid is on the injury report with a right hip contusion, but he is listed as probable, meaning he is playing more likely than not in Game 1 against the New York Knicks. We dive deep into what this means for the 76ers push into the second round, and whether Embiid can deliver the dominance needed to continue their incredible comeback story.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
The Boston Celtics season ended in spectacular fashion, collapsing from preseason expectations into a devastating loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. We look at how the team's rotation tightened and how the loss exposed serious weaknesses in their long-term outlook, questioning if they truly had the depth to remain championship contenders. NBA insiders are buzzing about major off-season moves for the Boston Celtics. We explore the possibility of the team looking to overhaul its core, specifically examining if Brad Stevens is preparing to make a big trade, potentially targeting Giannis Antetokounmpo if the Celtics are aiming for a new superstar era. Finally, legendary Phil Jackson weighs in on the tactical failure of the Boston Celtics against the Philadelphia 76ers, explaining why the triangle offense couldn't overcome the pressure. We break down the crucial difference between Embiid's post-dominance and the tactical deficiencies that cost Boston their playoff run, and what this means for the future of the game. The Philadelphia 76ers enter the second round of the NBA playoffs, facing the New York Knicks in Game 1. Following a dramatic comeback from a 3-1 deficit against the Boston Celtics, the team has a renewed opportunity to advance in the postseason. Central to the 76ers' recent success has been Joel Embiid, who has been instrumental in their turnaround despite ongoing injury concerns. Ahead of the crucial Game 1 matchup, Embiid's injury report lists him as probable. This designation suggests he is more likely to play than not, a significant positive development for the 76ers, especially as they prepare to contend with other dominant big men in the series, including Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. Embiid has previously battled injuries, notably sustaining a right hip contusion before the series against the Celtics, where he experienced significant setbacks. Despite the physical challenges, Embiid remains a vital component for the 76ers' playoff aspirations. While Tyrese Maxey has carried the team for much of the season, the team's potential to make a significant impact hinges on the health of its star. If Embiid can maintain his health throughout the remainder of the playoff run, analysts believe the 76ers are poised to make a strong statement. His performance will be key to unlocking the team's full potential this season. The 2025-26 Boston Celtics season ended in a spectacular collapse, prompting immediate scrutiny regarding the team's long-term depth development. Following a period where the team was widely regarded as a hard-working, overachieving unit, featuring standout performances from Jaylen Brown and Joe Mazzulla's creative rotations, the season took a sharp downturn after Jason Tatum's return. The team ultimately blew a 3-1 lead in a playoff series against the Philadelphia 76ers, a result that has raised significant questions about the team's championship trajectory. Analysts point to several underlying issues. Concerns centered on the center rotation, which was deemed too stiff to match modern shooting threats and lacked the necessary size to contend with elite centers. Furthermore, during the critical playoff run, the team struggled with execution, failing to capitalize on opportunities despite having favorable matchups. The identity of the team shifted dramatically in the postseason, with the creative rotation fading and the offense often relying too heavily on Tatum and Brown. However, the team showed resilience and an ability to adapt. After the series loss, the Celtics reverted to their depth-driven approach, increasing involvement from players like Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, which reignited the team's energy. Jaylen Brown praised this return to their established style, emphasizing the trust and intensity of their core group. Coach Joe Mazzulla also demonstrated flexibility, experimenting with bench lineups in Game 7, signaling a recognition of where the team had faltered. While this adjustment did not secure a win, it was seen as a positive indicator. Peyton Pritchard noted that the season, despite the loss, fostered significant growth across the roster, uncovering a promising supporting core, especially with Tatum sidelined. Looking ahead, the narrative shifts toward the necessity of improving the full roster's talent level. Without the luxury of surrounding elite talent seen in previous years, the Celtics must focus on internal development, improving player skill sets for self-deployment and packaging talent for trades. Despite the disappointing end, the team secured its 12th consecutive playoff berth, reinforcing its status as a well-run organization. The focus now rests on Joe Mazzulla and Brad Stevens to build upon the lessons learned from this challenging season. NBA insider Mark Stein has pointed fingers at the Boston Celtics as a potential stealth team capable of being in the running for a trade involving Giannis Antetokounmpo. The speculation arises as the Celtics regroup following a disappointing playoff exit, including a 3-1 series loss to the Sixers. Stein, speaking on Sirius XM's Deals and Dunks, suggested that the Celtics have created enough salary cap flexibility to make significant moves. He noted that discussions around pairing Jason Tatum with another superstar, potentially involving a trade for Giannis, are gaining traction. Stein indicated that rumors have surfaced suggesting the Celtics could become a stealth Giannis team that interests Milwaukee. He emphasized that coach Brad Stevens is known for making large moves, suggesting Boston is open to various possibilities. However, securing Antetokounmpo would require a substantial package. The cost would be significant, given his contract situation, necessitating either creative trade maneuvers or potentially trading Jaylen Brown as a primary return to the Bucks. While Antetokounmpo's resume remains undeniable, with his dominant performance in the 2021 title run, age concerns, as he approaches 32, and questions about how coach Joe Mazzulla would integrate him alongside Tatum have been raised. Despite these hurdles, Stein's comments underscore the belief that the Celtics are actively exploring major roster overhauls this offseason to address playoff shortcomings. The Philadelphia 76ers have mounted a dramatic comeback, overcoming a 3-1 series deficit against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics' downfall was evident in a disastrous Game 5, where they allowed a 13-point third-quarter lead, leading to a collapse the team could not recover from. The turning point for the Celtics was the return of Joel Embiid, while Jason Tatum's absence in Game 7 due to calf tightness proved to be a significant blow. Despite Tatum's presence, the prevailing analysis suggests Joe Mazzulla's team was tactically outmatched. Ron Harper questioned the late-game strategy, asking for an explanation of the final minutes of the game. The narrative surrounding the series also highlights a tactical mismatch. Boston relied heavily on a three-point attack, a strategy that Phil Jackson critiqued, stating, "NBA has relied on DBS/roll for penetration, no passes to post or pinch post. Why triangle one versus pressure?" Jackson suggested that the traditional triangle offense might be outdated when facing modern defensive schemes. The core difference between the two teams was identified as interior dominance. The 76ers benefited from Joel Embiid's ability to dominate in the post, a strength that Boston's lineup, including players like Nemias Queta and Luka Garza, struggled to contain. While talent favored Boston in the series, the article concludes that Joe Mazzulla's coaching philosophy proved too one-dimensional in high-pressure situations. The Sixers achieved a better balance by integrating a high-level pick-and-roll game with Embiid's post-up prowess. Until Boston diversifies its offensive approach, the analysis suggests they may continue to struggle in playoff series.